so happy we alive.
To this eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth world of tribalism? Is this what we're going to be doing? Are we going to be regressing, although we're high tech and have great power? Or are we going to regress to this savagery? That's the only word that can accurately portray it.
What about the savagery of Al-Qaeda?
Oh, absolutely. But directly, sure.
I mean, you're not saying that the world government wouldn't have to, I mean, somebody would have to take them on.
Oh, of course. But getting all your ducks in a row and getting the game plan together, where you have everything covered politically as well as logistically and tactically, and gathering intelligence, gathering information, collating it, doing what the FBI does very well of going after a criminal, and using the same kind of caution. Except there would have to be, I would string it out to maybe a couple of years to do the planning and the execution.
You mean the response?
Yes, the response, so that it wouldn't be this meat axe military, and whatever kind of euphemisms you use to cover up military actions. Don't kid me, I was a draftee myself, and I went through it.
Speaking of military...
to the foreign country of Texas.
Oh, yeah? How did that happen?
Randomness and the draft.
Oh.
And I was a corpsman at Fort Sam Houston, Texas, Brooke Army Medical Center on the locked ward. I was a corpsman and rose to being in charge of the PM shift. And the population consisted of patients who were both officers and enlisted, who had somehow gotten themselves into trouble and were felt to have some sort of mental difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
So I was put in this position of having to deal with these mental difficulties. These men that have these mental problems.
Uh-huh.
And
do you think the world has mental problems right now?
Tremendously. And it's sadly really not being helped by technology. If anything, it's being accelerated.
Really? How's that?
The things happening very quickly and on very large scale, like technology made possible the the turning of the airliners into missiles.
Uh-huh.
And it just showed that asymmetrical warfare can take place with this type of perverse engineering.
What do you think about the comment by the administration about the war on terror being funded by the illegal drugs
As
or
with
marijuana?
many things, they don't have it right. It's kind of like the whole criminality and prohibition creates these illicit markets that are somehow lapses in perception by the free marketeers. I find this really humorous because we have this great pressure of mercantilism, but here we have this free market mercantilism with the illicit substances and activities that do quite well, notwithstanding official status, such as sex industry, the underage drinking industry, which is of course illegal, and the biggest killer of all, the nicotine industry, all the underage smoking. I mean, how many are waiting to the age of majority to ingest this deadly addictive substance? Yeah, but we'll never know because the reality is manipulated by, again, the special interests.
The war on terror is funded by
Drugs. No, it's funded by economic inequity.
I heard Bill O'Reilly, commentator, very self-righteously stating that, I think it was him at least, maybe it was someone else on Fox. Anyway, the antithesis of what you just said, that it was proven that all of these guys from Saudi Arabia were rich guys, and it really wasn't a matter of inequity. It was just a matter of they wanted to hate and kill Americans. I mean, have you not heard this argument?
Sure. Zealotry comes in all socioeconomic strata. That you can be hatred-driven and be powerful and have the power of the state and money behind you. I mean, Adolf Hitler. Let's take care of the Jews. The Nazis. I mean, they really knew how to use science all right. Really experts at developing technology and more efficient ways of killing people. We still do have these horrible capabilities like poison gas, chemical warfare.
What's your solution for Saddam Hussein? Speaking of chemical poisonous warfare,
I think mercantilism
is the solution.
Yes.
And by mercantilism, you mean
turning his people into consumers, giving them satellite dishes and direct TV.
That's the solution to Saddam threatening our country?
Foreign investment, affluence.
What do you mean? I mean, the Saddam Hussein government is wealthy. You don't think?
Well, I think that they
sell a lot of
are
oil.
trying to. They just prop him up with the same kind of enmity that his Arab buddies will praise him for standing up to great Satan. And probably wins lots of points for doing this. But
how do you feel like our government should deal with someone like him? You said mercantilism.
Send in lawyers.
What do you mean? Send in lawyers.
No. I don't want to bring them to total destruction. But no. Turning them into consumers. Depoliticizing them.
Depoliticizing, who's them?
The people.
In Iraq.
Yes. By giving them plenty.
And how would you get them?
By narcotizing them with materialism.